Hello and welcome. This is my first video. For today's tutorial, I'm gonna try to make a baby Moana actually inspired outfit. It was a request by a customer, so let's get started. So what you're gonna need is your pattern pieces cut out, some 1/2 inch elastic, and of course you need your scissors. And this is just a sewing gauge, like a ruler. It has all your measurements. Some wonder clips. This is just some decorative trim. Some single fold bias tape. If it'll focus. Sorry, I didn't even realize it wasn't focusing. So here we go. Single fold bias tape. Okay, so the first step is you're gonna get your back diaper cover piece and then your front diaper cover piece. And what you're going to do is fold it down 1/4 inch so you can get your little sewing gauge, and just 1/4 inch down, and then after that you're going to fold another 3/4 down. So here we go, a little bit more. There you go, you're going to put another 3/4 down, and then you're going to press. So you're just going to go over it with your iron. And I've already done that to the back piece, so I just need to do it to the front piece. And mine has 2 layers, but it should only be 1, but that's because I'm using a really thin fabric. And I don't want no diapers to show, no diaper branding or anything, so that's why I'm adding an extra layer. There we go. So there we go, you got that part done. What we're going to do is we're going to put our back piece right sides together with our front piece, and we're going to line the edges up. So what we're going to do is line it up all the way down to the leg curve. So here's the leg curve. And then get our tops together. And we're going to sew. We're going to sew it down with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then you're going to back stitch at the top to secure the stitch. And then you're going to secure your stitch again, so you're going to back stitch and forward stitch. And then you're going to get the other side of the front piece, and you're going to align it to the other side. The other end of the waist, I guess you could say, because this is the leg opening here. So we're going to line this up, put it right sides together, going to pin it in place. And we're going to sew again with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Again, back stitch in the beginning. Back stitch and forward stitch again. And we're done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold our creases back down, the ones that we ironed in the first step. So fold that back down and fold it back down again. And we're going to start to clip it all together in place. And before I forget, you can, So before I forget, you can finish these with a professional finish, which would be your serger, or you can do a zigzag stitch just so when you're washing them or anything, they don't fray like this. So you need to go over them with a serger or a zigzag stitch. Okay, so I've already pinned everything around and I've folded over our ironed edges. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start probably about the middle of the back, because we're going to have to leave about a 1-inch opening so that we can thread the elastic through. So what I'm going to do is just sew all the way around until I get to the back edge again and leave a 1-inch opening. I like to keep my needle down, especially right now since I'm filming a video, so it's kind of hard to focus. So I'm going to keep it down just so that I stay on track. And you're going to forward stitch, back stitch, and that's going to secure your stitch. And when you're sewing to the as close to the edge as possible, because you're going to want your elastic to fit, so you can't really go too high up. You literally have to stay at the edge. Because if you go too far, you're going to have to unpick that seam and redo it right there. So, I mean, it does happen, but you can fix it and it's no big deal. What I'm doing here is just realigning my creases, just because I used 2 layers. Again, it was for the purpose of lining it because my original fabric choice is really light and see-through. So here we are back to the beginning, and I'm going to use just 2 fingers to kind of eyeball it, see how much. That should be about 1 inch or so. I'm going to stop right there, go back, and 1 more forward, pull it out, and now we're going to thread the elastic through. And I usually do it with a safety pin. I mean, there's other tools you can use, but the easiest one is a safety pin, so that's what I use. And I'm actually going to probably skip around through a few steps because usually you thread the elastic at the end. But I'm just going to thread it now and leave it in there until after I gather the skirt and attach it, then I'll secure the elastic. Just cutting off my threads. I'm just going to add a pin so that I don't lose it inside and it doesn't go further than it needs to. So there we go. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our single fold bias tape. And it should look like this when you open it up. Let's just fold it over in the edges towards the middle. And we're going to put this on the leg casings, on the leg opening, I'm sorry. So what it's going to do is create a casing for your leg elastic. And again, I used two layers of fabric, but it only recommends, it's only made for one, but I wanted to line it. And I know there's other ways of lining it, but this is the way I'm doing it. Under here it's a little bigger because this fabric stretches, so it's a little textured in it. So what you can do is, I mean, if you want to, you can just trim it off to match your other one, your lining fabric. And there you go. So let me show you what you do. You're going to open it up, and then you're going to attach, this is considered the right side, so you're going to attach the right side of the single fold bias tape to the right side of your diaper cover. Okay, so what I'm doing here, as mentioned, I am attaching the single fold bias tape. The right side of the single fold bias tape is touching the right side of the diaper cover. So you're just going to go along the leg opening, so we're going to create our casing. I'm attaching it with clips. You can use pins, whatever you like to use, but clips are so easy. You're just, and then you don't have to worry about poking holes through your fabric if you're using sensitive fabrics. So it works out. I'm just going to pin all the way around. So I'm done with this leg opening. Now we're going to flip it around and do the other side. For the second leg opening, we're going to repeat again. We're going to open our casing. It should have the two folds, and this is the right side, so we're going to put that against the right side of your diaper cover. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we're gonna sew along the first line opening.
What are you making?
Making a Moana costume.
Oh. Can we have it?
Yeah, hold on. I need to tell friends. Go watch Frankie Weenie. I'll be right there.
No. That's it. Hi to everybody.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew along the first line of the case opening. Right along here.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can see that. And once we do that, we're going to fold it over on its own, and it should be encased inside.
perfume.
Okay, go clean it.
No. And take it off.
Yeah, with the toalla.
No. I really did take it off my hand. Really take it off my hand. So my hands. Oh. Silly me legs. Shoot. 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 Shum. 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 Hello, 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 me love picture. Good. Okay, Mama, how are you? Good. The picture. Okay, go for a walk. Hola. 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 Hey, Dad, look at me.
Okay, so this is what we have so far for the diaper cover. I have my casings enclosed already. There's the front, here's the back. I have my elastic inside already, but I'm not attaching it yet because of right now what I'm going to do is measure how long I want the little skirt that's going to be attached to it to be. So it should be hit from right here, and we'll say about 4 inches. So it'll be about 4 inches, so it'll be right around the leg area. And we're going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, so what I've done is to finish the bottom raw edge of the little skirt that's going to go on is I've just done a rolled hem on my serger. And I have a Juki MO6x4DE. Bottom raw edges. So now what I'm going to do is attach the 2 skirts. Well, the 2 skirt pieces is just a little skirt piece that I created. It's not part of the pattern, but it's just, you know, once you have experience, you just know. So we're going to attach this. Right sides together. Make sure everything's lined up. And you're going to sew down with a straight line. Make sure you back stitch to secure the stitch. And I'm going to go over it with the serger just so that this part doesn't break. So we're going to attach it so it's one continuous loop. So it should be like this. So let me attach the other side. So now the gathering, I'm going to adjust my tension to about a 2 and see how that looks. And hopefully my bobbin doesn't run out, it's almost low. So what I'm going to do is gather this skirt, and I do have a ruffler foot, but I don't use it. I just like to adjust my tension, and then that works really good for me. And then you want a longer stitch length. So I'm at 4.8, and then I'm going to have it all the way to the edge. So right now it's like about a 1/4 off the top of the edge. And I ran out of bobbin. So we're gonna have to do it all over again. That's okay, we just pull it out. So you grab the string, I'm just gonna pull it out. Since it's not secured, we didn't backstitch, you can easily pull them out. But this is also another method of gathering. You just, once you've done around the whole circle, you just pull on one side of the string and then that should gather it. So let me put in a new bobbin since this one already ran out. And you're going to want a few of these already made because it just gets annoying when you run out and you have to wind the bobbin. Okay, so we're ready to gather again. 1/4 off the edge. Pull some extra string in case I need to make it, some extra thread actually, in case I need to make it a little longer, because this is how much it's gathered it. So here it is. Now I'm going to attach it to the diaper cover. Okay, so now what we're going to do is make the width of the little skirt that we created the same width as your diaper cover, and that's why I cut extra thread in case I need to make it a bit bigger. So you're just going to try to distribute the gathers evenly until you get it to be the same width as the diaper cover. Okay, that looks about right. So now what I'm going to do is try to gather everything evenly. Oops, we lost some of it right there. That's okay. I could regather it right there. Okay. Okay, let me just regather this spot really quick. Okay, so now that I've pinned my skirt down, what I'm going to do is attach it. And I'm going to attach it close to the edge of the skirt. Readjust my tension so it doesn't gather. And then now we're just gonna stitch. Back stitch to secure. Make sure you remove your pins. I'm just checking often to make sure that I don't catch the casing, because we want the elastic to thread smoothly. And you also want to pin your pins. I mean, for me it doesn't bother me, but technically you want to be pulling them out this way as you go, not the way I'm doing it. So or you could also put your pins this way, so you just pull out this way, so that way it doesn't matter what direction you go. Okay, now we're going to backstitch. And here it is. So now we're going to enclose the casing for the waist elastic, and then we're going to attach the leg casing elastic, and we should be done. I mean, I would just need to add the little, you know, the red lines Moana's little baby Moana has, but other than that, we are done. So here's your pin. You just pull it out and make sure that it doesn't twist along the way. So keep everything straight. And you're gonna pull this out. Oh, what happened to my pin? There it is. Okay, and it's a good thing I actually accidentally caught it while sewing the skirt, which is fine because this is a part we have to undo anyways. So I'm going to undo this part, and then you're going to attach your elastics together. And what you want to do is overlap them by about ½ an inch or so. And then you're going to do zigzag stitch all the way around, back and forth a few times, and then that should secure it. That's done. So now what you do is you put it back inside the casing, and this should be even. Everything should be the way it should be, and you're going to enclose this casing. So you're just going to sew right along the open part. Forgot I had it on zigzag. It's okay because I didn't backstitch, so we could just pull that thread out. There we go. Align it to the edge, backstitch, and you're gonna pull it, and then backstitch to secure it. Alright, then we're gonna reattach right there where I had the elastic attached to the skirt. I think it was about, where was it? Here it is, it's right here. everything's attached. Just making sure. Yes, so everything's attached. Now what we're going to do is insert the leg elastics, and I have them right here. So same thing, attach a safety pin. And you're just going to thread it through. Oop, this one's going to be too big. This is a 1/4 elastic. Let me grab a smaller one real quick. So here are the baby Moana little bloomers. They're all done. They're completed.
Let me see.
Now we're going to work on the top.
Let me see baby Moana.
Look at it. It's the little diaper cover.
You see the baby Moana?
This.
Aww, that's baby Moana's chon.
Yeah, baby Moana's chon. Okay, and then now we're going to work.
I love it.
Okay.
I want to put it on.
It's not for you. You want me to make you one?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the top. It's going to be...
got a picture with babies?
No, it's not going to be for the babies.
Huh.
It's not for the picture of babies. This one's going to be for another little girl. It's for her birthday.
Oh yeah, that's her birthday.
Yeah, she wants to be Moana.
Yeah. I love it, little girls. Is Dad happy with me?
Okay, so now we're going to work on the top. And it's...
Say hi.
Careful, Mila.
Oh, no.
Okay, so now we're going to work on the top. And it's going to be a tube top. So what I did was iron down the top a 1/4 down. And then I did another about 3/4. Yeah, that's like about 3/4. Oh, it's about a 1/2 inch. No, it's about 3/4. It's about 3/4 down. I mean, it just has to be big enough so that you fit your 1/4 elastic. Or you can use any size elastic. You just have to adjust. But I'm going to do 1/4 elastic. I don't know when my camera died again, but we're pretty much done with the tube top. All you need to do, all I did was enclose the open cases that I had to insert the elastic.